Hi, welcome to Vanished Voices. We're your hosts. I'm Jenna.
And I'm Shannon.
The story we have for you today is about a woman who disappeared in her own community. She didn't vanish on a road trip. She didn't disappear while traveling far from home. She was seen walking in the cold and the snow, angry, according to witnesses, alone when a dark pickup approached her. What happened after that? Who did she go with? Search warrants were executed, federal agencies were brought in, a well was searched, a battleground area examined, polygraphs administered, DNA collected. Still, 10 years later, Rita has never been found.
Seems like a lot more than we see normally.
Yeah, but all of that was in the last year or two.
Oh, never mind. I'm speaking too soon.
It does have more than a lot of them, even if it was a lot later.
Mm-hmm.
This is the disappearance of Rita Janelle Papakee. Rita was reliable. She showed up for work. She kept her routines. She always picked up her paycheck. So when she walked into her overnight shift at the Meskwaki Bingo Casino Hotel in January of 2015, there was nothing to suggest it would be the last place anyone would ever see her. Because she didn't vanish on a highway, she wasn't traveling, she went to work on her own tribal land and never came home. Rita left with her half-sister. When she went to work that night, her parents dropped her off. They had given her a ride. She gave them some cash, her mom recalls, and told them to go play and have fun. Rita was sweet like that, and they had a great relationship. They enjoyed being where she was. They always were willing to help each other out.
So did her sister work there too? Is that why the sister was going to give her a ride home?
I can't find that out. I'm not sure if she was playing there that night and then they left together, or if she really was just picking her up because she didn't take her. And along with that, because she was leaving with her, some reporting says sister, some says half-sister. I'm assuming...
Doesn't matter, sister.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I just want to clarify that. They weren't waiting for her after her shift. So they went in, they played, and...
They left.
Yeah. What happened next has not fully been explained as the investigation is still ongoing. And also, honestly, details in this case are really small, really slim, and whether that's because the investigation is still ongoing or the media coverage is lacking, probably both. After this night, days passed, then weeks. Rita didn't return to work. She didn't collect her paycheck. She didn't call. The silence grew heavier with every passing day. Rita wasn't reported officially missing for more than a month.
And is that not for lack of trying by her family?
That I can't tell either, but listening to them talk in the few interviews that they've given with news, like very local news stations, it feels like it wasn't for lack of trying.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. This is already odd. She was at work and then never seen again. So where did she go? That also kind of conveys that she had a ride home from somebody that's now like right then, okay, she gets off 4 hours later, but where is she or whatever, 8 hours later, where is she? We're supposed to be bringing her home.
So they did leave the casino together. Which was a hard detail to find. But there was one interview that her sister was speaking in. She talked about them leaving the casino together. And then it was a cut to two of the officers working the case. And they gave more details on what happened after. But everything they said, I could only find in those really small clips.
If she left with her sister, was it her who she was supposedly fighting with since everybody said she was angry on the street?
It doesn't seem like it. They went to a house party. So the details say that they went to the house of a man. That's
you're half right no matter what.
Exactly. And then it says that a witness says she left and she looked cold and angry walking along the road, which
Okay.
we're talking Iowa in mid-January.
Yeah, I would go with cold.
That's cold.
Especially at night.
I feel like it would take something really big to get you to go for a walk. And maybe not.
If you're used to that type of weather, you to go out walking in it with a jacket on, not really a big deal. If we're talking miles, okay, that might be a little odd, but you're just going to go blow off some steam and walk to the nearest convenience store, which is maybe 2 blocks away.
Sure.
I mean,
and then back.
Especially depending on her age. I would do stuff like that when I was a teenager.
She is 41.
Okay. So if you're used to that cold weather, it is what it is. So you just do what you have to do.
Right.
If you're just like, oh, I'm going to go blow off some steam and just walk to, the Quick Trip to get some cigarettes or something, like, I mean, okay.
Yeah.
I've certainly done it in the cold weather.
Yeah. It was really cold where I grew up.
Yeah.
People would wear shorts in January.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Once it hit 50 degrees, it was like, oh, this is shorts weather because you're so tired of wearing winter clothing. Yeah.
Yep.
Fully.
Exactly. Okay. To more clarify that, she was seen leaving the casino with her half-sister, who's also said that that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Later that same night, another witness reported seeing her walking, and they said it was snowy, but they said from someone's house. I'm certain that police know who that someone is.
Yeah. So was the sister with her at the party, or she just dropped her off there?
It sounds like she was there.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, we went to a party after work.
Mm-hmm.
Very normal.
Totally. Police say they were told that as Rita walked, a dark pickup truck approached her.
And they're on reservation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in all likelihood, people knew who that truck belonged to.
They did. They were able to find that. Then police were told that Rita was seen the following day at a man's house. And the disconnect there, I'm not sure if the dark pickup just approached her and asked if she wanted a ride, if they took her to that man's house, or if that was the same house that the party was at the night before.
Did she live by herself or did she live with her parents or anything? Because I'm just curious, was she expected home?
So she did have 2 children.
Uh-huh.
One was a 6-year-old son.
Okay.
I'm not sure if she lived with her parents or not, but I'm assuming she was expected home the next day.
At least the morning to get her child. Okay.
Right. I'm not sure how old the other one was either.
Okay.
So Rita was officially reported missing on February 18th. Since then, we have no confirmed sightings, no explanation for why she would choose to vanish. I don't feel like she did, and neither do police. Rita, like I mentioned, was 41. She lived on the Meskwaki settlement in central Iowa. Her family lived there. Her community life was really rich. She was deeply connected in this, both family and also extended family in the reservation on and around.
Mm-hmm.
She was a member of the Sac and Fox tribe of the Mississippi in Iowa. So they were pretty close to Mississippi River.
Again, another tribe I've not ever heard of. And I'm like, one, I would say, fun aspect about doing this is you getting to learn all the different tribes that exist in the U.S. still to this day.
Yes, agreed. I have not heard of this one either. She worked overnight shifts at the Meskwaki Bingo Casino and Hotel. She had to have a lot of patience for working this job, it was said. The people who knew Rita describe her as dependable. She always showed up. She never missed work. She was there for her kids. There was a story that her sister told in the interview, and she said, her son was only 6 when she went missing. And every day, multiple times a day in the beginning, he would bring home things from school or friend's house and request that Rita's parents or Rita's sister set it aside so that they could show his mom when she came back. And her sister said eventually he stopped asking, and it broke my heart, shattered. So sad.
Ugh, I cannot even imagine.
But it shows that this hadn't happened before that he knew of. He was used to his mom seeing and being excited about all the things he did.
Right.
And I know in my own life, when I've had family members that work overnights, it's so they can be there during the day for their kids.
Yeah.
And kind of get the feeling that that was her vibe too, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
They said that she didn't have any signs of instability. There were no reports from family, friends, anything that she wanted to start over or walk away. She had a job, she had income, family.
Yeah, she didn't abandon it.
No.
Do you know how soon she was supposed to return to work? Was it literally the next night she was scheduled to work again?
She was supposed to have a paycheck ready to pick up in the next day or two.
Okay.
But it sounds like she wasn't expected at work the next day.
Okay.
And maybe because she worked Friday, she wasn't on for Saturday or something similar. This case, like I mentioned, is really limited in public records. And not because Rita's story doesn't matter. It's just not as documented with the same urgency or follow-up. What we know about Rita largely comes from employment records, the interviews that her families have given. And I do get the feeling that they've tried to speak out more, and it just either is very, very local or not even interested in. I mean, two of the clips I watched, one was 1.5 minutes and the other one was 6 minutes. And not all of that
was dedicated. Yeah. Wow.
Very small. So back to that night, Friday, she reported for her overnight shift. So I meant she worked Friday, so maybe she didn't have to work Saturday, both weekend nights. This place was familiar. She'd worked there for a long time. There's nothing publicly reported as unusual about her behavior that night. No documented arguments, disturbance, no indication that she planned to,
Nobody odd
right,
paying special attention to her in the casino that night.
Exactly, that type of thing. It was just normal, quiet, ordinary, unremarkable. And then the record goes silent. I do believe...
Do we know what job function she performed at the casino?
I believe she was the reader for the bingo.
Okay.
Yeah, the bingo games.
Midnight bingo.
Yes, so fun. We don't have any recovered vehicle, and there's no surveillance footage publicly acknowledged.
And so she doesn't have a car since she was getting rides, correct? Okay.
That's what it seems like. Her work did find it weird that she didn't come to the next scheduled shift. There was no call that she was going to miss. She didn't check in. And again, most notably, she didn't go pick up that paycheck. For someone known to be so reliable, that detail stood out. Paychecks don't get ignored.
No, not even if you're running away.
Right.
You're going to get your money.
And
to
then
be able to then,
Exactly. During these weeks between mid-January to February 18th, 2015, which is more than a month, there's no official missing person report or public alert, which is really tough in missing persons cases because people's memories fade, conversations don't stand out as much, and any chance of recovering surveillance footage, because my guess would be the casino had some, and I'm not sure if it's relevant, unimportant, but if it's recording over itself every 7 days, that's just one of the most critical times to have that report filed and police going. But that did not happen. And we know delayed reports are common in especially missing Indigenous cases. And who knows, maybe one department told them to report it somewhere else. Another one said she's an adult and can do what she wants.
So since it's on reservation, do you know if it was reported to the BIA or was it to tribal police?
BIA got involved, but it wasn't for years.
Okay.
So tribal
police? And no, is it close to a city that is non-reservation where tribal police would not have jurisdiction?
I believe that it was more isolated.
Okay. So truly res. Okay.
Yeah. I don't...
So then that, again, which I'm sure now we're going to talk about tribal police not having enough staff. Because again, if it's isolated from non-reservation police, they didn't involve the BIA. So it's truly falling on tribal police's shoulders to investigate what's the delay.
Right.
There's not necessarily jurisdictional issues or hot potato going on. But we know that they're also severely underfunded.
I will say the tribal police on this reservation, this is the first cold case they've ever had.
Oh.
And it sounds like it's more not just because they solve everything that comes in.
Right.
They just...
So that's even more curious because if crime is unusual,
or
you would think that they're not used to this type of case. I would think that would be an immediate call to the FBI to get help.
And they did, but it was a while later.
Oh.
And so it almost feels like that disconnect where they're just waiting for her to come back.
Right.
Yeah. Up until quite a while in, it seems like police just had nothing to go on. No one came forward with tips right away. No one had surveillance. No one had a crime scene or information about where she could have gone. So it took a while for them to even get any kind of witness accounts, to hear any kind of tips, rumors. And I also can't tell. It kind of feels like maybe they weren't trustful of tribal police either.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
All law enforcement.
Right. Well, all law enforcement that also extended to their own police force.
Right. The first real tip that they got was that witness seeing Rita on that back road, cold, snowy conditions, and if they heard that, they might be thinking elements played a role, not foul play.
Right.
Well, look, but we don't necessarily need to put out information looking for witnesses or things like that. They were told about the dark pickup. They were told that Rita was seen the following day at a man's house. It's just, how do those fit together?
Yeah.
Those are our three things that they get in the beginning. There's no public records of Rita being involved in any ongoing conflicts, domestic disputes. There's no record of criminal activity. Police have not publicly described her as being in danger prior to her disappearance. Friends and family don't describe chaos or an unstable life.
A normal,
in this case,
boring life.
Yeah, boring is a great word. The angry sighting, again, that could mean so many things. It could be situational. When you're looking at somebody, could it be because they're walking fast, because they're hurrying to the quick trip?
Yeah, did she have a cell phone?
I believe so.
Because I'm like angry. Was she talking on the phone? Like angry that or was it really anger, or was she crossing her arms to keep herself warm?
And she's walking fast.
Yeah, you would think, yes, that would normally, but in the dead of winter, it's cold outside at night, so there's not even sun to warm stuff. You're going to walk with your arms crossed to help keep yourself warm. Doesn't mean you're angry.
I just want to know the context around why that's your tip. Was it on purpose?
Yeah.
It matters because we don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, unless I see somebody angry, like punching a stop sign, I don't know if anger would be my first thought just because somebody's walking on the side of the street.
No, I feel like I would have to hear them having a fight.
Right, or their actions, like kicking the snow, punching a stop sign, obvious distress.
Yes, more details behind.
And if they're by themselves, they must be angry. I wonder why.
Yeah. I tried to look up who she was spending time with, who would have been around, what her normal social circle was like. There's just very little publicly documented. I want more information.
Yeah.
After those tips, so police did say they were able to find who owned the pickup. They were able to talk to these individuals.
And that's
it.
Okay.
They're denying involvement. They're saying they're just driving
and
by.
I'm sure that the detail of conversation has not been released because they're a person of interest and maybe cleared with an alibi or maybe not, but we don't know. Okay.
Right. Police say next they got a tip that Rita had passed or was deceased. The information from their anonymous, not anonymous to them, but to us, tipster, pointed to one man who's now considered to be the prime suspect, along with 2 other individuals. According to what investigators were told, these individuals were seen hiding evidence, including Rita's body. So to me, we go from
wow,
a walk on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. To this very specific, awful information. They followed up with these individuals who denied having anything to do with it. After that information, they got another disturbing detail. 2 days after this, someone connected to the group was reportedly asked again to help move a heavy object. I think this person is now talking to police and then tells them this detail.
Yeah.
This suggested to investigators that they were saying they had hid Rita's body, but they don't even have any information for why or what could have led to her being deceased.
Right. So it sounds like
Such
this
a huge
person's
jump.
accessory after the fact is trying to not be accessory after the fact. And so they're feeding police information at the same time trying to not become involved.
Right.
So good on them, because right now they're a witness. But yes, that's in a hard spot because you don't want to ask too many questions.
And scare them off.
Right. Knowing that, or then they come after you.
Right.
So yeah, that's
for the witness, because the other people involved find out you're speaking with police.
Well, that or just, why do you need to know all these details?
Mm-hmm.
That's suspicious now on your part.
Right.
Just come help me move this object,
Yes. And this sounds like it was in the days and weeks when she disappeared and not when police are getting this information.
Well, yeah.
Just in case that wasn't clear on the timeline.
And okay, so then this person didn't come forward till later, which again is interesting because this is a small community. So what's the gossip mill saying?
Not good things.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. First tips that police got that felt credible and real, they were able to get search warrants. They conducted searches of the areas. They didn't find Rita. Investigators were then led to a specific part of the reservation, which is an area everyone that lives there knows well, an area that police themselves refer to as the Battleground. Police say information directed them to the south side of the reservation, where there's this old residence. I don't know why it's called the Battleground. I tried to find it. I'm not sure if it's from way long ago or current disputes. They were told that Rita might be located inside a well on the property. The response was significant. Law enforcement at this point brought in the FBI. They flew in an evidence response team from Washington, D.C., and they searched the area carefully. This wasn't until 2024, 2025. So,
9-10 years later.
Police had reached out in the interim to the BIA, who did come in to offer assistance in 2022, but nothing changed.
So
nothing moved.
When did they acknowledge that witness came forward with this information? Was that also 2024? So we're talking 9 years later. Someone's been sitting on this.
So they did that initial search in 2024, and then they come back the next year with cadaver dogs and search the same area again in the summer of 2025. But yes, years passed with
somebody
no leads, no
kept
tips.
Quiet back then, but now is not quite so loyal to their old friends.
Yes. And it also...
But still not giving... Well, okay, we don't know what level of detail they gave. This is just what's being released.
Right.
So we can make assumptions.
And they're a little bit... It's interesting to watch them in their press release or being interviewed by the news because it feels like they're really hesitant as to what they should say and what they should hold back.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have a ton of experience in what we can share.
Right.
So we want to answer your questions and hopefully give something to get tips and move this case forward. But we also don't want to jeopardize any chance of justice down the road. Like I mentioned, in 2022, the Bureau of Indian Affairs was brought in. And even with that, they didn't get the tips or the information. It didn't move the case along at all. And I'm sure they were hoping that with the BIA's resources or more experience in cases like this, they would get something more immediate, but it didn't happen. In 2024 was the first time that they searched that well area. The FBI did collect samples for DNA from the well.
Okay, wait, DNA?
It doesn't sound like they found anything, but it was more, let's collect anything that we can.
Like dirt? And then, so wait, they found DNA or they were testing for DNA?
They collected samples to test for DNA.
Okay.
It's very, very small on the information here.
Okay.
I almost feel like, though, they had some idea that these tips were being brought in, and either whoever did it in the first place knew about it, that the tips were being reported, or something along those lines where they're almost testing to see if somebody was in that well moving her remains, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So summer of 24, police, FBI, DCI, Department of Criminal Investigations, are out checking this area. I feel like to bring them in and have them participate in the search of the area, the tips had to be pretty credible.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
From the samples that the FBI and the DCI collected, as of now, police say they have received no confirmed findings from that testing.
Of DNA. So, okay.
Yeah, which could mean nothing came of it. It could mean they're not sharing with each other.
Well, or it could mean they have it, but they, like, maybe it's not somebody in CODIS or whatever.
Right. No match, something like that. That same year, the FBI conducted polygraph examinations on individuals considered to be closest to the lead suspect, and they described the results as inconclusive.
Which generally in polygraph means
failed.
Right. So that's also interesting.
Agreed. And, in investigative terms means all the questions are still open.
Yeah, it means you didn't get cleared.
At the end of 2024, it seemed like the case had stalled again. But on New Year's Eve, 2024, police received another tip pointing to a new location tied to Rita's disappearance. For a moment, it seemed like the kind of lead investigators wait years for. But then, police say the person who came forward changed their mind. They told police they didn't want to share information, they didn't want to talk, and police had nothing to go off of to convince this person to share what they knew.
Well, if they got some, though, did they still,
I believe,
investigate it, even though they didn't have the witness cooperating anymore?
I believe the person said, I'm going to tell you where Rita's body is.
Oh.
Like something where it was like, I'll tell you this next
So again,
week.
Interesting that they released that level of information, because if they backed out like that without actually disclosing,
and I'm
surprised that they even said, oh, we got another.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm
surprised they even said, we got another tip.
I feel like in one, he said that this person was going to lead them to her body, but then said that they wouldn't cooperate anymore. I'm inferring either way. It is a bummer that this person, for whatever reason, chose.
It sounds like they're scared.
Yeah.
Which is, again, very interesting. Who are these people on this reservation that they have been able to keep people silent for this long?
When it sounds like quite a few people know what happened.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the push is coming from Rita's family this year. I think police are maybe helping push them out of their comfort zone to talk to the news or to share their memories a little bit more. Most of the information is from this last year about her case. And I think it's because they feel like these people are close to sharing. They need to know that her family misses her and is desperate to know what happened. Now, despite the setbacks, police were not going to stop searching. They returned again to the places that they were hearing about in rumors or that they thought could connect to the people that had spoken with them. In early June 2025, investigators brought in a cadaver dog search team. They searched the well area once more. They also searched a hog farm, which was a location tied to these rumors and had been tied to these rumors for a long time about where Rita might have been taken, which is just horrific. Despite having the cadaver dog search team.
Yeah, as in hogs that can eat people like you see in the movies. Okay.
That's what her family was told.
Oh,
so awful.
It's just gross.
Yep. They didn't find any physical evidence with the cadaver dog search team. As this investigation continues to stretch on, I feel like police know they're close. They know people know what happened, and they've started speaking more openly about this difficult case and some of the barriers that they're facing. And they say that it's not the terrain, it's not the technology, it's the trust. Police acknowledge that this is a very close-knit community where traditions matter and relationships run really deep. They have stated publicly that people may struggle to come forward, not out of indifference, but because of a longstanding lack of trust in law enforcement. They know, and they speak openly about it in those interviews. They know that it's not them personally, it's generations. It's all the way back, which is a really hard obstacle and barrier to overcome. The silence feels heavy. Investigators have said this is the first cold case the community has ever experienced. There could be a lot of reasons for that. We could drive that point home. Is it a cold case because we've closed the other ones? Or is it a cold case because this just doesn't happen there?
So is it still a missing person or is it homicide?
I believe they look at it as a homicide.
Well, yeah, if they're bringing out DNA and cadaver dogs, like I just wondered if they'd officially classified it as something else.
I don't believe that they've officially classified it one way or the other, but they do speak about it in terms of a homicide and in terms of bringing home Rita's remains.
Okay.
They talked about how tradition for their tribe, Rita has to come home to be able to cross over.
Right.
And her family has been denied this form of closure because people won't help. They won't speak up for whatever reason, whether they were involved or they were scared, but they're not sharing. And without that, they just have nothing to go on. They don't have cell phone data. They don't have CCTV. They don't have other witnesses they can go back to, really. There's so few. They don't have anything in her personal life. They don't have anything from work. They don't have finances.
Yeah, this is wild.
Mm-hmm.
In 2015, social media is pretty active at this point.
Yeah.
iPhones are pretty active and normal at this point.
Mm-hmm. Cell pings have been happening for 20 years.
And you would think that the casino had, well, except they know she left because they have cameras on the outside, even in their parking lot. But yeah, she left there. It's everywhere else, which, I mean, yes, I wouldn't expect there to be. And I don't think Ring cameras were that, I don't even know if they existed in 2015. If they did, they were still fairly new for people.
Yeah.
And I mean, and on a reservation, it just seems like
they existed, but how prevalent? Right?
Not very.
Mm-mm.
I know I didn't get one till 2019. And that was, again, just more of a, okay, let me succumb.
Yeah, right. I need to be able to speak.
I mean, it's nice.
It is. It's nice to see.
And then because COVID happened the next year, then I was like, well, now I really appreciate it because now I see,
and you can
it's a package on my door.
I enjoy when I get a new neighbor and they forget and they come to my house instead of their house and try to walk in the door.
Oh, wow.
Right.
They would, I'm the second. That's just funny.
It is funny. I've enjoyed watching that.
So like keys go in the thing and they're like, why won't this open? Oh my gosh.
They're like trying to figure out, did I have a key code? I don't think so. Because I have one.
Yeah. It's like, do I have a Ring camera? Like, I don't remember that.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is, and the fact that multiple owners
times,
have
yes.
done this is very bizarre.
When Rita disappeared, she left behind children. She had a young son. She had family members that loved her, friends that miss her every day. And like we mentioned with her son, he eventually stopped saying when my mom comes back. And that quiet moment when a child stops believing his mother is coming home may be the most devastating part of all of this. Her family deserves closure. They deserve to give her what she needs to cross over. If you have any information about what happened to Rita, please speak up. Please, any conversation, if you were at the casino that night and heard something, saw something, or heard something in the future, rumors, police really just need more information all around about all parts of this whole story. We will link the contact to the police station in the show notes or to the investigating officers in the show notes. You can be anonymous. They will take any tip at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, even if you don't have information about this case, share Rita's story. We'll post some of the things with her family talking about her or investigators sharing what they know about the case. We'll post a couple other things you can read, anything we used to create this episode. Share her story. Someone out there knows something. So even if it's not you, if you have family that live there, share Rita's case and let's help her family find that closure, find justice for Rita.
Yeah.
Help her family get justice.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Vanished Voices. We are grateful you've chosen to spend your time with us as we bring attention to these stories that too often go unheard. If you'd like to learn more about the resources and sources we used in today's episode, visit our blog, linked through our website at vanishedvoicespodcast.com. Be sure to connect with us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search for @VanishedVoicesPod. We'd love to hear your thoughts, feedback, and reflections and to continue building this community with you. If you found value in today's episode, please take a moment to rate, review, and share the podcast. Your support not only helps us reach more listeners, but also helps amplify the voices of those who can no longer speak for themselves. You can find Vanished Voices on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, and all streaming platforms. And as always, refuse to let these voices vanish.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.